Hey, how's it going, gamers? Your boy Beast Gamer Kuma, and yes, we are back with another weekend report. That's right. We're going to talk about gaming news that happened during this week. It's crazy. On March 25th at that. We are 1 week away from ending March, and we're about to kick it off into April, and there's a lot of good things coming out in April as well. But let's talk about the here and now right now. So let's start things off with some quick news. So right now we got a Sonic Frontiers update going on where it gives you jukebox functionality. You got photo mode now. There's new challenges to be had, and there's a restart ability now where you can restart at a certain point in the game, so you don't have to worry about finishing and restarting the whole thing over. You can restart in mid combat. It's pretty cool. These updates that are rolling around, especially with the content, free content updates, where you can change. You got new costumes. You can change the characters, and then you can actually update everything in bulk when you meet up with the elders and stuff like that, which is cool because that was kind of annoying doing everything one at a time. But Sonic Frontiers is actually a great game that they really redeemed themselves with at the open world situations, the boss fights, freaking amazing. The music on point. As much people that dump on Sonic at times, which is I'm just like, look, you have its ups and downs. They've been doing a pretty good job so far. And that also segues into the Sonic Origins reveal as well, where they're gonna come out with the whole lineup of games of Sonic Origins. It's coming out for all the systems and PC, which is pretty cool. Other quick news: we got a good look at this game called Project M, which is going to be under the Unreal Engine 5.2, which we're going to get into more a little bit later. Actually, no, we don't need to get into that much because the engine looks phenomenal. Because as of right now, they also got the what's it called? Hellblade 2. Yeah, Hellblade 2 got a nice showcase where they showed off the Unreal Engine 5.2, and it's just if the games are going to be going in that route and looks that amazing, especially gameplay wise, sign me up. This state of Unreal has been crazy. Even with the Fortnite's getting an update where you can actually build your own game inside Fortnite, which is pretty cool. I know my cousin is looking forward to that because he is his own game designer as well. So giving gamers this opportunity to do stuff of this nature is pretty freaking sweet. And I like it. I like the ideas of developers giving other gamers an opportunity to actually make their own world, and that could also lead to jobs. So who knows? This creativity is quite nice. I like this. TMNT news. So check this out. This comic book, The Last Ronin, they're gonna make a video game adaptation, kind of like God of War, or in my hope, something like Ninja Gaiden. But this story was actually pretty deep and dark for my, to my surprise, because as you go through the years of playing TMNT games, they're more like cartoony, happy-go-lucky. This story as a video game, I'm with it. Talking about an RPG, hopefully action RPG, where people have been spoiling the game. Spoiling the comic book already. But yeah, Michelangelo is the last turtle alive. It's in the future. His whole family got wiped out. Now, mind you, besides that sad story that goes on in here and his redemption quest to get revenge and all this other stuff, I want them to really touch base on the mental instability that he's going through, and especially the survivor's guilt that he's going through as well. To touch base on that, like how they touch base with the mental instability of in Hellblade. That's a prime example of that. I want that same type of feeling to go on with this because, yeah, being that the last turtle, being the last survivor, and all his other family members died in combat, Michelangelo is going through it, and in the comic book, he goes through like kind of a psychological episode where he's still talking to his brothers spiritually. So we don't know if he's hallucinating or he actually is tapping into the spirit world to talk to his brothers, and they're kind of guiding him. And mind you, he's a super old age at this point, but this was a great story to read, and seeing this come in a video game, but they still haven't decided on the developer yet. I want them to take their time with this title. I want it to be done right. I want it to be done well, especially with the combat wise, the whole, like I said, the whole anguish that he's going through on both ends of. There's even a scene in here where he attempts seppuku, or or ritual suicide, because he felt like he failed, and I was like, yo, that would be so deep to go through this story and just have you experience that in this story to see and understand what he would go through in that scenario. And it's Michelangelo, mind you, the one that was the goofball, and they changed it up to give him this hardcore story. Great read, highly recommend it, but looking toward towards the video game to come out as well. So I can't wait to check that out. Real talk. In FGC news, there's been a lot of fighting game news happening because Street Fighter 6 is about to drop in June. We got a new update for King of Fighters 15, and of course, 2 new videos for Tekken 8. Well, let's get into Tekken 8 right now. We got to see Lars Alexanderson, which is, I didn't know that was his last name. I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing Tekken for years. I just knew him as Lars. I didn't know his last name was Alexanderson. That's a mouthful, to be honest. He's LA, but freaking badass work going on in this gameplay because he's an electric elemental. It seems like he also taps into the Speed Force with some of his moves. It's crazy. I don't remember, I remember his debut in Tekken 6, and I was just like, eh. And I felt like they went too weeb with his character with the anime hairstyle, and I was just like, I didn't care for him that much. But Tekken 7, I kind of got into him again, especially since they gave him like a gun peripheral to use in combat, which was definitely weird. But apparently best friends with Jin Kazama, so I was just like, huh, interesting character. And then we got to see Jack 8. I kind of figured that was going to be the next character to be showcased because in Lars' video, you fight Jack. Now, in this one, we see, he's a powerhouse. He's going to be a problem. He is going to be a serious problem because I used to have some arguments with people like Jack's too slow. If the right person goes behind this powerhouse of an android, yeah, I call him an android. He's not a cyborg because you got to have human parts in you to be a cyborg. So he's an android. But Jack 8, and it was like playing on words because, Tekken 8, Jack 8. This 8th installment of Jack, he is going to be he got armor moves, and I'm just like, ooh, I can't want thinking about it. But the thing is that in this new showcase for his video, they didn't show no other new characters. So I'm still hoping that other trailers come out where they show a Steve Fox, Michelle, if she's going to be in it, Raven, Brian Fury, of course. And I definitely want to see what kind of DLC characters are going to be. Is Noctis going to return? Is Geese going to return? Is Akuma going to return? Who knows? Because Akuma actually fit well in Tekken 7 with the story-wise. So that was pretty cool. And Tekken 7 had a great story, and it almost felt like the end because you understand the Mishima whole family line, especially with Hahachi, who wasn't technically a bad guy. He was just trying to stop a greater evil from surfacing, which was in his wife and his son. And then his grandson, kind of. It's a weird thing with his grandson. But I guess because if it was for June, he probably would have turned out even more evil. But there's also an animated series that's on Netflix you need to check out though. But yeah, Tekken 8 is looking so promising, and I can't wait. And moving on, we're going into Street Fighter 6. We got a new developer versus match with E Honda and Lily. Lily kind of reminds me of T-Hawk. She's kind of like the T-Hawk of the game in a way. She got these 2 mallets that's a freaking badass. Her playstyle is going to be quite fun, especially since she uses the power of the wind and only she can hear it. And E Honda looks great. I know I was an E Honda player, but I like fighting E Honda because you get so surprised the way he fights. This is freaking crazy. Between him and Zangief fight, I always enjoy a Zangief and E Honda fight. But this little showcase, which I'm going to put all the links to these videos in the description, is amazing combat. And I can't wait till Street Fighter 6 drops. It's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be immaculate. Especially the World Tour mode. Oh, I'm drooling at the mouth just thinking about it. I still got to make my pre-order. But in KOF 15 news, finally, this is one of my favorite King of Fighters characters, Kim Capwan. He is in this game, and he looks like... Now, they did him dirty in the animated movies, I'm not going to lie. The first one, Terry Bogard beats the dust off him. Even though he got some slick moves, but he always gets that beat up treatment, especially in the what was it? Not Street Fighter, Fatal Fury 3. I'm gonna call it Fatal Fury 3 because it was the motion picture they called it. and he was getting waxed by some zombie looking dude at a dinner party until he got some type of energy when he was bleeding out, and he was in front of his kids Don Fawn and his wife, watching him getting waxed until he just got some inner strength, beat the dirt off of this guy. I'm like, bro, you need to go to the hospital. It was doing Kim dirty, but hopefully, yeah, I can't wait to play him again because in this showcase it looks really good. This gameplay trailer looks really dope. I enjoy it. I like KOF a lot. I took too long to get it. I finally got it this year because it was on sale on Steam, and I beat it. I use Akari Warriors team, which was fun, but I still need some practice. I got to get some deep practice because I'm also thinking about the other fighting games that's coming out. We don't still have a release date for Tekken 8 as I think about it, but when KOF comes out, I mean, the Kim Kappa one is going to be spring 2023. Technically, we're already in spring. I think it's available now to download. But I think it's individually it's $5.99, but the season pass 2 is $29.99. So it's up to you. But and going back to Tekken, we don't have a release date yet for that. Some saying end of 2023, others are saying 2024. Honestly, don't care. I want them to take their time. I don't want them to rush. There's so many games coming out. I'm just looking forward to it all, and it's going to be a great time. Oh my god! In industry news, it's just crazy going on with the industry right now. Microsoft is back up in the play with news. We got a new report from the UK. You know, they still in the works. It seems like it's getting into Microsoft's favor with the CMS and the deal that, you know, Sony's having a problem with Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. But I'm not going to say sad to say, but again, it's not that big of a deal because the simple fact is Microsoft is trying to work with everybody. And right now, the hearing is starting to see that. They don't see a problem with this deal, and they don't see that it's going to lose any competition if Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, which is pretty much what they're trying to, like, you know, narrow down to explain to Sony and everybody else. Is like, yeah, in review, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem at all. And they said the new evidence professionally elevates concerns in relation to supplying of gaming consoles in the UK. It's like a whole thing that went on in this whole new report that I'm going to put a link in below because it's crazy because it's like Microsoft is trying to work with everybody. Now you got the deal going for it with Nintendo to have Call of Duty on there. Sony is making an accusation that Xbox, or Microsoft rather, is going to do some weird exclusivities with Call of Duty that's going to take away from the PlayStation. I'm like, no, PlayStation, Sony, that was you. That's not everybody else. You the one that be doing that because I just found out that Hogwarts Legacy got some exclusive missions on the PlayStation version. That's you, Sony. You need to calm down, boo-boo. They're trying to work with you. They're trying to make it a camaraderie, a community, so everybody can, you know, eat. But, you know, people be up in the field because, you know, they kind of feel like if Microsoft gets Activision, now they become a competition. I'm like, technically they already were with the Game Pass and everything like that. You're trying to catch up right now to be as good as the Game Pass. And don't think we didn't see what you snuck in with the whole legacy thing that Xbox has, Tony. Yeah, there was a report about that too. But yeah, this whole acquisition thing has been going crazy for a while. But I hope Microsoft does good with it and sticks to their word about that. You know, they're not going to do anything weird exclusive wise. Everybody's going to be able to get Call of Duty and all items are going to be equally shared. So I'm like, let's go with it. What can you do? You got the money, you got the bank, you got the promises. Let's see what happens. But this is a business, so you got to keep a close eye on what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. But other than that, that's our news for this weekend. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. What are you looking forward to that's coming up in April? And let's discuss. All the links down below. You can check it out. Hit that like and subscribe button. And definitely see you next time. And as always, beast out.